Okay, you ready to do this?
No.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, we are back. We are so back.
I can't believe you made me wait to crack my beer for that.
Welcome to the Bottom Shelf Podcast with Nick and Justin.
Worth it, and you know it. It's worth it.
I mean, crack my seltzer, because we take this very seriously and we want to stay hydrated. And, of course, we're not drinking alcohol.
We brought 2 beers each.
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to this week's edition. Again, we're going to go through this edition.
This quarterly edition.
I've got some devastating news to share. So we had episode 3 come out just before the Olympics there, and we were all prepped and ready to go. And then we recorded a 4th episode during the Olympics, right after that quarterfinals game against Czechia. Canada had won. We came right downstairs. We watched it in my living room. I came and picked you up from your place. We watched the 3rd period in my living room. We watched them win. And we recorded a 4th episode, and it didn't save properly, so the audio was gone.
Well, unfortunately, that's what happens when you have a $0 budget for your production team. And your production team is Justin Crouch, which I don't know if you guys have met Justin Crouch. That guy's an idiot.
Me?
Oh, hey,
me?
Justin. Yeah,
oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about another Justin Crouch.
I do know a couple Justin Crouches,
or if
but
you're
they're
talking, yeah.
all idiots.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, 4th episode just forever lost in the history of the show.
And you know what? I think it might have been the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts.
It very well could have been.
It was right up there. At least.
Absolutely it was.
And now we'll never know.
Yeah, now unfortunately we'll never be able to prove it, but we'll be able to stand by it.
And the steam has been taken right out of our sails. I don't think that's a saying. Steam out of our sails? I don't know what the hell that is.
Wind out of our
Wind
sails.
out of our sails.
Or just loose
steam out of our sails.
They are the least or the most wrinkle free. They're the least wrinkled sails ever.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, because we've always steamed our sails.
Always. We've done that since the beginning of time, idiot.
I'm Justin. He's Nick. Welcome to what will forever be the 5th episode.
Yeah.
We're just going to roll past it. And
the steam out of our sails episode.
The steam has been taken out of our sails episode. So episode 5, here we are. We are post-Olympics. We are post-trade deadline. We are basically at the point now that we are on the playoff hunt now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the playoff hunt, I feel like, has been going on for a very long time, especially in the Atlantic Division where it's very tight like that. But yeah, you're right. We're in, I think, 13 to 15 games remaining range now?
Yeah,
something like that?
I think that's about where we're at. So I just want to give a quick shout out here. Thank you for supporting the pod. Still seeing those likes and those follows and all of the, the encouragement, all of that sort of stuff coming through on our social media pages. You can follow us at Bottom Shelf Hockey Pod on Instagram and on Threads. Those are our biggest platforms. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Podbean, YouTube. We're also on YouTube now.
What about a MySpace? We have a MySpace page?
No, I'm working on it, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
LinkedIn? We on LinkedIn yet?
Could you imagine us on LinkedIn? I don't know if you've been on LinkedIn recently, but it's all very professional. People are like, these are the kinds of projects I'm managing. These are ways to streamline synergy through the economy struggles.
And
I don't know. It's all buzzwords.
Did you see Gudas try to kill Matthews? Oh my God.
I wanted to start with something a little more casual. This is, again, just an opportunity for the audience to get to know us a little bit more. I saw this topic kind of floating around on a few of the hockey pages over the last couple of weeks here. Was there a gnarly, greasy 4th line guy that you were just obsessed with as a kid?
I don't know if I would say I was obsessed with him or really any 4th liner. But I mean, I hate him now, I guess. But I really loved the brief moment of time that George Peros was a Montreal Canadian, and then he got into a fight, and he looked like he was going to murder the guy, but then he swung and missed his face and face planted on the ice, never played a hockey game again.
Oh yeah, that's
really
right.
liked that guy. That guy was cool.
And then he went and became the head of
player safety.
Head of player safety.
It does a terrible job.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like an absolutely dog shit job. And he's been called out recently. We'll get into this in just a little bit. I did want to look this up and see how many games he played with Montreal.
Not many.
What did you ballpark it at?
Like 15.
You're pretty close. He played 22 games.
Yeah.
He
had 0 goals, 0 assists,
no,
0
no,
points.
no. Hold on. 0 goals, 1 assist.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he was an extremely effective. How many penalty minutes?
Do you want to try and ballpark that?
21 games. 65.
85.
Oh my god.
85 penalty minutes. Oh my god. And
That's why I loved him.
Yeah.
Did nothing but hang out in the penalty box and then punch his own face.
Absolutely legendary career from George Peros.
How about you? Did you have a fourth liner that you loved back in the day?
Yeah, I know. I think the biggest ones that I've seen come up when I've seen these posts is there's a lot of comments about guys like Jay Beagle.
Okay.
Who was like a fourth line guy with Washington when they won the cup, and a lot of guys are like he was the dog, like
literally.
The
Beagle.
The Beagle.
Yeah.
He was the dog, man. Like people are like Washington didn't win that Stanley Cup without him, because he was the guy that was, standing up for his teammates. He was getting in scraps. He was getting in the dirty areas in the corners. Like,
yeah, I mean, every team's got to have a guy like that does the work that your star's not gonna do, right?
For me personally, though, it was Dan Cleary. He was a good Newfoundland boy. Played for Detroit back in the day. Are
you trying to be Don Cherry?
He's
a good Canadian kid.
He's just a good Newfoundland boy there, Dan Cleary. Oh, look at him. He's clearing the puck on the penalty kill. He's one of those guys you just love to have him on your team.
That's not bad, to be honest with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Dan Cleary was the penalty kill king for Detroit. Again, another one of those guys that just like plays his role, knows what he does. Not worried about, getting the big flashy goals or signing the big contract. Just there to be a part of the team.
How would Seinfeld talk about Dan Cleary?
What's the deal with guys who play the penalty kill?
Don Cherry was better.
Yeah, thank you. Still working on the Seinfeld. Currently, do you have a greasy fourth line guy that you just love on Montreal? Your big Montreal guy?
Yeah, of course it's Arbor Jack guy. Yeah. Obviously it's Arbor Jack guy.
Yeah.
I think he has 1 point this season, maybe 2, and they're not first assists, right?
Do you want me to look it up? For
you?
Yeah,
he doesn't have, I think it's 1, maybe 2 assists that he's got so far this year.
How do you spell his last name?
H-E-J-H-I? I don't know.
K-A-J. Yeah, a whole lot of consonants in that name. No wonder they call him Wi-Fi. Okay, you're wrong. He doesn't just have 1 point this year. He's played 70 games this year. 1 goal.
Oh, my.
He scored 5 assists.
Holy.
For 6 points. Penalty minutes?
95.
118.
Oh.
You're low again, man. You're low. You got to give the guy some credit. He knows his role.
6 points? Man.
He knows what he's doing.
A big man who can produce?
Oh,
6 points in 7 games?
Huge.
Or 70 games, sorry.
So, Jack Eye for you. For me, it's Dominic Shine.
Who?
Exactly.
Who does he play for?
He plays for Detroit.
Okay.
He's been a recent call-up for them. He had a fight the other night. Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's just a dog. And he is a hometown boy. When he first got called up, and he's played years in the AHL. Finally gets the call up. He played a couple of games earlier this year, gets sent back down, comes back up, immediately fights a guy. And he's a hometown boy, grew up loving Detroit. He's got all the pictures of him as a kid in his Detroit jersey, and you're just like, they're feel-good stories.
Yeah.
They're those, and I think why people love the greasy fourth line guys is because you and me
we can visualize ourselves being that guy. Like, I could totally two-hand slash a guy in the face. I could do that. That doesn't look so hard.
Like, those are the roles that you and I play when we're on, like, a local ball hockey team.
Yeah, because we're fourth liners on our local ball hockey team. And we're not joking, seriously.
No, 100%.
We're both terrible.
Yeah, any ball hockey teams in Calgary looking for fourth line guys?
We're not it. Keep looking.
All right, let's get into our headlines of the week. I think we got to start. I want to go through some of like the big personal stats.
Wait, you're not going to leave any time for like a cheesy 1970s news anchor headlines of the week sound effect? Bam, 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 bam. I guess that's just TSN, isn't it?
You're thinking like the like the old ticker thing.
Whatever we can do, for breaking news.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can dig up post production for us.
Right
Again.
now.
The production budget on it is $0. So keep your expectations down. But go ahead, hit that again.
Right now.
All right, let's get into it. Kucherov. I want to do some like individual just like shout outs that have kind of made headlines of guys who are just on tears right now. Kucherov is got to be
like 95 points in 45 games or something like that.
I'm surprised because you've been off a couple of times so far tonight.
I hit the nail on the head with that one.
And you hit the nail on the head. It was 95 points in 45 games.
It was nice numbers, easy to remember.
So and then on top of that, he had another, I think, 3 points against Edmonton the other night. So, like, he is absolutely rolling right now.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where you get the feeling that when he's not producing, it's because he's not feeling it. He's just like, whatever. And then maybe somebody management says to him, hey, can you do, like, more Kucherov type stuffs? Can you do that for us? And he's like, yeah, all right.
He's
boom,
like, oh,
95 points in 45 games.
I guess I can do that.
Is that all right? Is that what you were looking for? Yes, that's exactly what we were looking for. Thank you.
He has officially taken over the points lead in the NHL. He has 118. He surpassed Connor McDavid, who sits at 116. So
what a bum.
Yeah, he is absolutely rolling right now. I saw a quote from him the other day, too, basically just saying, like, when he's not on the ice right now, what he wants to be doing is like sitting and watching tape. Like he's sitting and watching footage of all of all the other guys. Yeah. When like even like his downtime. His downtime. Like he's not going for beers like the Buffalo Sabres. He's sitting and watching tape. Like he's watching footage of other guys, figuring out ways that he can like exploit other defensemen's weaknesses.
That's the difference between the superstars and the rest of the league, right?
The like fourth line guys like you and I. We're sitting here talking about it, drinking beers.
There's only a slight difference between us and Kucherov. I know it's not very much, but that's the difference, though, right? Is like any superstar in any sport that you can think of. What do they all have in common? Every single one of them. An insane work ethic, right? Like it's not always like sure they're talented guys, but when you combine it with how much work they put in outside of the game, that's what makes them superstars. That's the difference between, we're going to go back to the Austin Matthews hate here.
Oh, God. We'll get into him in just a minute again. Okay.
That one was for you, Curtis. You're welcome, bud.
Yeah. So you're saying that the only difference between us and Kucherov is
a little bit of work.
Hard work and talent.
That's it. You add those two things to us, and we are NHL superstars.
Speaking of other NHL superstars, Caufield gets another shout out this week. Has officially eclipsed 40 goals. First 40 goals. Sorry, no, I'll let you get into this. Yeah. I don't want to steal it.
First 40 goal scorer in Montreal since the 93-94 season. We've come close a couple of times in the last 30 plus years, but nobody has hit 40. And now he got a hat trick last night with 5 points as well. So he's got 40 goals. And we're chasing 50 now. He's got 13 more games to get 7 more goals. We're going to have a 50-goal scorer in Montreal. Yeah. It's happening.
Closest recent was probably Pacioretty. He hit 39, didn't he?
Well, closest recent would be Caufield last year with 37.
Oh, okay.
But yes, before that would have been Pacioretty. And he had a chance in the 82nd game of that season to put a puck in on an empty net to get 40 for the first time in, at that point, probably 25 years for the Habs. And he didn't do it. I didn't want to get it that way. Damn it, Pacioretty. We wanted you to get it that way. But no, and speaking of empty net goals, Cole Caufield does not have a single empty net goal in his career.
I'm going to put a Tim Allen sound effect here.
What? Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Not a
single empty net goal in his entire career so far, which is insane.
That feels ridiculous. I was kind of explaining this to somebody the other day. I was like, that's the most ridiculous thing, considering that, like, Alex Ovechkin has the most goals of all time.
And the most empty netters.
He has the most empty net goals of all time.
Which, I mean, makes sense, I suppose, but you'd think Caufield's got to be on the ice when the net's empty too, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Or, Montreal does like to play, their shutdown guys in those opportunities.
Of
So maybe he
course,
just
of
doesn't have
course.
the opportunity for it either, right? But still, you'd think one would have snuck in there at some point, right?
You'd think he would get caught on the ice at some point late in a game where he has the opportunity to put the puck in the empty net, and either he's never done it purposefully, given the puck to somebody else, which hell of a guy, man. What a teammate to give somebody else the goal.
I hope he continues it.
I mean, what a streak.
I
What a
hope,
streak.
Short of being the only guy in the offensive zone and, having no choice but to put it in the net. If you've got somebody else to give it to, Cole, take the assist, say thank you very much, and keep the streak alive.
Keep
no
the
more
streak
empty
alive.
netters.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into this one for Curtis. By the way, for anybody who hasn't followed, Curtis is one of Nick's good buddies. He was your best man at your wedding. This one's for you, Curtis. Matthews.
Just the name Matthews, nothing to back it up. That's just
beautiful. Matthews officially had surgery this week.
Oh, right.
And it is now a 12-week recovery, which will cover the rest of the season.
Well, the good news is Toronto's got themselves in a really good playoff spot. They can probably just coast their way through the rest of the season. Maybe they fall to second or third, but they're for sure going to make it, right?
12 weeks even. 12 weeks, say they find a way to streamline the recovery process. What they could do is they could coast into the playoffs, get through the first, second, and third rounds.
Those are the easiest ones.
And then he could just return for the Cup final.
That's so smart.
Yeah, exactly.
And he'll be fresh. He can even take a week or two, go down to Mexico, sit by the beach. Honestly, I think this could be a good thing for them.
Oh, God, Curtis is going to hate us.
Already does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, any Leafs fans...
Yeah, if you're a Leafs fan, you might want to find a different podcast.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. What I really actually wanted to get into, besides making fun of Matthews and the Leafs as a whole in this, was a lot of discussion has been happening around the Gudas suspension. We're going to come back to Peros here.
Yeah.
Was 5 games
Not even
enough
close.
For a guy like Gudas? I didn't even get the sentence out.
Not even close.
No,
It's,
5 games
and
was
that's
enough.
coming as somebody who actively hates the Toronto Maple Leafs and Austin Matthews. 5 games was clearly not enough. I forget what the exact comparison was, but there was somebody showing a very similar hit in a shortened season. I think it was Jason Spezza who had hit somebody knee on knee like that, and he got 6 game suspension in the shortened season, however many games that one was. Like
that one was
54
appealed.
games.
That one was appealed, and it did come down. But still, 6 games for a guy like Spezza, who at that time was and has never been known as a
dirty player.
A dirty player,
yeah.
right? Whereas
Is that right? Was it Spezza?
It was Spezza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Radko Gudas has been suspended 4 times.
No.
4 times for a total of 21 games.
Okay.
So you would think he's a repeat offender.
Yeah.
He's known for greasy hits. Obviously, coming back to the Olympics, not necessarily the greasiest hit on Crosby, but he went for him. He definitely went after him, right? Are you burping off microphone right now?
I was, yeah. I had 2 Costco hot dogs before this.
Oh. Okay, Kessel. Settle down. 2 of them.
It was stressful, okay? Have you been to Costco on a Sunday?
Yeah, you know what? This is the only difference between Kucherov and us.
Costco hot dogs.
Hard work, talent, and Costco hot dogs. Yeah, that's it.
Are you saying Costco hot dogs are holding me back?
I'm not saying that.
Okay, what were we saying?
Gudas he's been a repeat offender. 21 games in total. 4 times he's been suspended. This was a clear targeted attack. Like he went out of his way to throw a knee on Austin Matthews.
Plus, I think in a situation like this, you really have to consider the severity of the injury as well. Like, Matthews is going to be out for 12 weeks, Toronto Maple Leafs' best player. Is it fair that Radko Gudas just misses 5 games and then he comes back, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I think it definitely should have been longer. How much longer? I don't know. Who's to say? But
I know some people have said, and I'd love to get into the logistics around this. There's been some discussion about the concept being that, well, the player should be suspended as long as it takes for the injury to heal. But say it's actually a greasy guy like Radko Gudas who ends up getting injured because of a dirty play. You think Anaheim's not going to sit and say it's a guy who's actually of value, plays a strong two-way game. Say it's Tom Wilson
Right.
on Radko Gudas.
They're not going to say, no, Gudas can't come back yet. He's still hurt.
He's still hurt.
Yeah.
We're going to sit. We're going to make you. We're going to force you. And
yeah,
like,
that would
what-
be something that would take a lot of fiddling around with to find the right way to go about something like that. But I like the idea of it. Obviously, there's a lot of logistics that are going to have to go into it. But I mean, tit for tat, right? Eye for an eye.
Yeah.
You're going to knock our captain out for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And you think you're just going to miss 5 games? 12 weeks in a playoff push?
Yeah.
When we're having a really tough season already, and
Yeah.
it's already looking like it's a long shot.
You know, it's Matthews this time. What if it's McDavid?
Yeah.
What does that do to that sinks the Oilers?
Yeah.
That sinks the Oilers.
It's a tough situation too, right? Because you don't want to fall into the protecting the superstars more than the other players, right?
No,
like
no.
McDavid, monetarily, obviously, is worth a hell of a lot more to the league than a guy like Radko Gudas, but
Yeah.
you can't protect Gudas any less than McDavid just
No.
because McDavid makes more money, right?
Yeah. It's like as much as that's what technically feels fair. There's a lot more logistically happening behind the scenes that you have to take into consideration, right?
Yeah, but I think it would have been very easy to give a pretty harsh suspension to Gudas
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
A multiple time offender, a big name player getting hurt, long-term injury.
Long-term injury.
You know.
I know a lot of people feel this way. I'd love to get into this in our clips of the week, which we will, with McDavid's kind of like when a guy like McDavid is weighing in and saying, you know what, maybe we need to look at the process a little bit more. You know,
Yeah, ever since McDavid and Matthews did that McDonald's commercial together, they're real buddies.
real tight, right?
Yeah.
So it might even be a heated rivalry thing going on there. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh my.
Okay, so this wild card race in the East, my God, what fun this is to watch.
This is like almost, I'm not going to say it's more exciting than playoff hockey because there's nothing like playoff hockey. But these final 15 to 20 games, 10, 15, 20 games, wherever you want to say it, of the regular season, especially if your team is fighting
It's
for a
still
spot,
in the hunt, right?
is really exciting.
So
hockey.
exciting. It makes the games like they're all must-watch games. You're like,
Yeah, and
what?
must-win games
must
too,
win,
right?
yeah.
Especially when you're seeing games like divisional rivalries, right? Like
Oh my
Detroit
God.
Boston played last night. Montreal Detroit played a couple of nights back, right?
Detroit had a stretch here of 4 games where they're going against division rivals.
That's like a playoff series, right?
They played Montreal, they played Boston, they've got to play Buffalo, and they have to play Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's like all 4 teams we're fighting with for a playoff spot right now.
Yeah,
Like,
you lose 3 or 4 of those 4 games, you're out.
You're
done.
done. You're done,
Right? Like that's
right?
how close it is. So
Right.
there's a very important stretch of hockey here for a lot of teams.
for a lot of teams. Now, I wanted to get into Detroit just a little bit because I saw a stat that I actually feel is quite relevant to what's happening right now. So we've been without our best player, undeniably our best player in Dylan Larkin.
Okay.
The guy is the heart and soul. He's the captain. He is the best player on the team. We've been without him for over a week now, and it's shown. We're struggling to win some games. But I actually saw that Detroit has suffered the least amount of man games lost
Out of any team
out of any team in the league by a lot.
this year.
I mean, Detroit has lost, it's like 57 games. At this point, it's probably just over 60 games because we were without Larkin and Kopp. Without 60 games was as many as we had lost. And the next behind us was like 95.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you look at a team like Florida, who's lost the most, which is like
Well, because Barkov
over-
hasn't played
all
Tkachuk
season.
Came back halfway through the season.
like over 300 man games lost.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
I remember a few years ago Montreal had the most man games lost through the whole season, and that was a tough year to watch.
that's a tough year,
You
right?
know, like because you're playing with these janked up lines, right? Like
Yeah.
that's where your fourth line is going to be like, I don't know if I've ever even heard of this guy. Like, who is that?
Dominic Shine
Yeah.
gets to come up and play third line minutes, and you're like, sorry, who is this guy? What kind of
Yeah.
experience does he have?
It's the injury train is a tough thing to go through, but every team goes through it. So I do not feel bad for the Florida Panthers,
No.
especially because they just had the 3
Back-to-backs,
cup runs in
yeah.
a row, 2 of them being wins.
Yeah. So on the flip side of that, like as much fun as we're having watching the East, it is a slog watching what's going on in the West right now. The
Yeah.
Pacific Division, and pardon my French, but fuck the Pacific Division right now. Oh my God.
To put it this way,
Yeah.
the Philadelphia Flyers have 80 points.
Yeah.
They are behind the Ottawa Senators and the New York Islanders, who are on the outside looking in. So they're the third team out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They would be first in the Pacific Division.
Oh my God.
So they're 3 slots out of a wild card in the East. They would be first in the Pacific.
Oh my God, man.
That's crazy.
That's brutal.
That's awful.
There was a point this year, and I haven't checked the standings or fully checked the stats as of late, but within the last couple of weeks, there was a point where Anaheim was the only team that technically had a winning record, had more wins than they did with a combination of losses and overtime losses.
And the Eastern Division went a very long time this season before we even had a team below 500.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
That's wild. Like that means everything's really tight. And then in the West, you've got the 3 top teams in the Central Division, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
It's
The Central is, it's their third in the Central is the Minnesota Wild with 92 points. Fourth is the Utah Mammoth with 78.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh
like
my
the Anaheim
God.
Ducks, who are on first in the Pacific Division, they would be in fourth in the Central. They would be in sixth in the Metro, and they would be in seventh in the Atlantic.
Okay,
They would be nearly dead last in the Atlantic, but instead they're leading their division. They're going to have home ice advantage in the first round.
Yeah. I saw some discussion around too whether or not, like, how does it work? Like, if the first or the second wild card spot technically has more points, or I guess it would be the first wild card gets to play the lower division,
Correct.
right? So the first wild card plays, but what if it's, let's say, Utah, who technically has more points than
I think
Anaheim.
Anaheim would still have home ice advantage.
They would still have.
Yeah.
They would still have home ice advantage, even though they have less points than the team that's in the first wild
Which is
card.
wild, and I don't know why Gary Bettman loves this playoff format so much.
I was getting there. This is where I was going to go with this. It's like, does the NHL need to see a change in the playoff format?
I really think so, because like the teams that are going to make it don't really change all that much. Maybe with your last couple of teams, maybe there's a little bit of room for, in the way it's currently set up to where the 1 through 8 format, maybe those teams slot out a little bit differently. But the seeding of the way it works currently does not reward good teams. Right? Like if you come in second place, you're playing third place team, right? Like you're not being rewarded for having a good season. Or that third place team they're now playing the second place team, a really strong team in the first round, and they've lost home ice advantage.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not being rewarded for having a good season at all.
We're seeing it in the Central right now. We've got Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota would, as the third place team in the division, they would end up playing a team like maybe Edmonton or I don't know, whatever other dog shit team is in the Pacific Division.
If you went 1 to 8 in the West right now, you would have a Colorado Nashville first round, a Dallas Edmonton first round, and a Minnesota Utah first round.
Yeah.
I think that's a much more interesting first round than seeing Minnesota Dallas. And you can argue, well, if you're going to win the cup, you got to beat the good teams anyway. Okay, sure, but don't you think you want to see those rounds a little bit later into the playoffs?
So some of the stats I've dug into around this is that there have actually been there's been less sweeps in the first round since this has happened, since they've introduced this playoff format. There's been less sweeps, and instead series are actually going longer. So you're getting more hockey.
The first round.
In the first round.
But in the second round, a team that maybe wouldn't have made it to the second round might be there. So your second round might not go 7. Right? Like maybe you're seeing a lot of 7-game first round series hockey. But in the second round, I feel like you're not seeing as many Game 7 matches, right? Because now you might see, a weaker team squeak through because they had a more favorable matchup in the first round.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it's best plays worst.
Yeah, I'm trying to like hammer out the situation there. So like, for example, this season, and I'm just going to pull up the standings here quick so we can have a look at this. But in this season, what we'll see The West will be a great example of this. We'll have Dallas, Minnesota in the first round. And then they will play the winner of... It'll be the winner of Colorado versus Nashville.
Correct.
But then you'll get either Dallas or Minnesota going up against Colorado. There's no way Colorado's going to lose to Nashville. No offense, Nashville.
Yeah.
So it's
we've seen crazier things.
That still could be a good, a decent matchup. But then coming out of the Pacific, you've got Anaheim playing Utah. They play the winner of Edmonton, Vegas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, do you see that being a more favorable matchup coming into the second round?
I mean, it's not always going to be a more favorable matchup, but I think that this playoff format leaves the possibility open for it, right? And the other thing, too, is that when you go through the 1 through 8 format, an upset is just that. It's an upset, right?
Yeah.
Like Minnesota beats Dallas. Okay, maybe you consider that an upset. It's a little bit of an upset, but those are both great hockey teams.
Yeah.
Nashville beats Colorado.
No, that's
an upset.
That's an upset.
Right? That's a big deal. That's crazy. People go nuts about that. Right? Minnesota beats Dallas, you go, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. Nashville beats Colorado.
That's
crazy.
Columbus beating
Tampa Bay. Yeah.
That's what was the year that, oh my God, who went to, it was the year that LA won in the final and they won against
the Rangers.
No, I'm talking the year they won against the Devils.
Okay.
And it was, the two of them were like 7 and 8 seeds. It was the first time ever that had been like bottom seed teams literally came from both conferences.
Is that the year that LA like 2 or 3 rounds in a row came back from 3-1?
Yes.
See, that's exciting, right? Like
year.
you put a team that it's not that they shouldn't be there, but they are in fact a worse team than the team that they're playing. So when they win, when they pull the upset, it is an upset, right? I find it more exciting anyway.
I'm just gonna dig into this because I think the year that happened was the first year that this playoff format was introduced.
They were actively using that playoff format?
They were using the current playoff format in I think that happened in 2014. Give me a second here to do a live podcast Google. Okay, after some thorough Googling, we are both technically correct here. Okay, so I had it wrong that was the year that was the 7-8 seeds. The 2012 Cup final was New Jersey versus LA. That was when LA won as the bottom seed. The year that they went to the Cup final, 2014 against the New York Rangers, was the year that they literally played 7 games in each of the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. And they came
back from 3-0 and 3-1 twice.
Yes. So they came back, 3-1 3-0 against San Jose, and then I think they came back 3-1 against Anaheim. They played Chicago in the conference final, went to 7 games, and then they beat the Rangers.
In 5, I think.
In 5, and that was the first year that they introduced this new playoff format of your division leader.
And that's probably why Gary Bettman fell in love with it too, right? It's because it worked so successfully. Like I'm not trying to say that this alignment doesn't work. It is. I see the point of it, right? Like you guarantee 3 teams from each division get in. You know, the better of the 2 divisions could possibly get 5 of the 8 teams that are going. Like, okay, sure, but I don't know. I prefer the 1 through 8.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it too. How wild a 1 through 16 would be.
Yeah, logistically, it's a nightmare for the NHL,
awful.
right? Like
awful.
You get the Habs playing the Los Angeles Kings in the first round, and that's a lot of travel, right? Or the Vancouver Canucks playing the Florida Panthers, right? You're like, holy, right? Like this is a crazy bit, but it would be interesting to see, right? Because there's, it's not always, but a lot of the time you see in the standings, you're like, okay, well, you got 2 teams in the East missing the playoffs that would have made it if they were in the Western Division.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of the 1 through 16, but
logistically,
it's probably pretty difficult to accomplish.
Yeah. I know we've already gone through a bunch of headlines. I still have 2 more I want to get to here. It's been a while since we've done an episode, so it's been a while since we were on this podcast.
Anybody ever tell you you're a shit singer?
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Jack Hughes thinks it's, quote, bullshit that he didn't get the golden goal puck. Did you see this?
I did see that. Yeah. Did Sidney Crosby get the Golden Goal puck?
No, and in fact, Crosby commented on it and responded in a very Canadian way, basically just saying he never even considered it.
Yeah.
Like, never even considered that he would get the Golden Goal puck.
But
like,
you know what the difference between Sidney Crosby and Jack Hughes is? Sidney Crosby has a couple of cups, a couple of gold medals, a couple of hearts, a couple of other trophies along the way, lining his closet. He's got no space for a Golden Goal puck. Where's he going to put it?
Where's he going to put it?
There's no shelf space.
On his mantle, in his trophy cabinet. Where the hell is he going to put it?
Through all the stuff that he's accomplished, right? Where does it even land? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was basically the point I was going to land on this. Was like, besides that puck, in what other capacity is Jack Hughes going to land in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I mean, he's still got a lot of career ahead of him. You don't know what's going to happen. He is a very injury-prone player, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But he is a very skilled player as well.
He's a good player,
mm-hmm.
but he's had some good seasons, but he's never been in conversation as the best guy in the league.
He's also not that old yet, though, right? Like he's 26?
Early 20s,
25 even.
But yeah, if anything, I think he should be thankful that the Hockey Hall of Fame is going to say Jack Hughes, probably have some sort of big display for him saying like, he scored the Golden Goal puck. Like what? Like it's just selfish to think like, I want that in my house so I can display it on my mantle, in my trophy case, so that only I can see it. Come on, bro. Think about the greater good. Think about all of the kids you're going to inspire. Maybe part of it is that the Hockey Hall of Fame is in Toronto and not in the United States.
Possible.
Maybe that's part of it, that they're like, well, we don't want it on Canadian soil.
Yeah.
Even though the Hughes brothers did all of their development as teenagers in Canada. But maybe that's part of it, is like they want it on display,
Does that mean we trained the guys who beat us?
It's true. It is, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is unbelievably true. So, okay, one more thing to get to in the headlines here. This is maybe a bit of a hot take. I'm a little over the OV milestones.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying here?
I'll tune back in when he's a couple away from 1,000. I'll tune in.
Yeah.
If he makes it to that point. But at 917 or wherever, I don't even know where he is. Wherever he is right now, I don't care.
So I'm stoked that he broke the record. I watched that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was
so did I.
An Islanders game.
Yeah.
An Islanders-Washington game. I would never tune into that game otherwise. I watched the game. I watched him score the goal. I was like, hell yeah, he did it. Mm-hmm. Good for him. Then it was like, he got to 900. Sick.
Sweet.
He's first ever to score 900 regular season goals. Hell yeah.
But now we're 100 away from the next thing I care about.
Yeah, and now it's like, he's about to hit 1,000, including playoffs. Which technically Gretzky still owns the record if you consider the combination of like regular season and playoff goals. Gretzky still holds that record over 1,000.
I think the other tough part about keeping up with this milestone tracker for Ovechkin is watching an old Ovechkin camp in his spot and move. Like, I understand why he's doing it. I totally understand and respect why he's doing it. You're older. You got to conserve the energy. You can't keep up with the kids anymore. I understand it. But to just see him standing there just waiting for it, now it's almost like cool.
Because he's
in 10 years' time, people who aren't currently watching hockey, they're going to see, wow, Ovechkin 1,000 goals, but we're going to remember it as him standing in his spot waiting for it for another 100. He's going to be 46 years old, still standing out there. I just need 6 more.
Not to get like super bleak with it, but like, when somebody is just like, just let me die. They're like.
But it's completely up to him.
It's like I don't want to be remembered as the sickly old, grasping for breath.
Yeah.
Remember me when I'm young and vibrant.
But still, in that same point, though, if he does hit the 1,000, maybe you and I and people who are watching hockey right now, maybe we'll remember him just standing there waiting for the puck.
Yeah.
But we'll also remember the 900 goals that came before that.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward to people who never got to watch Ovechkin. They're just going to look back at a legacy of a guy who scored 1,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So but until he's closer there, the every goal that he scores, it's like, oh my God, I get it.
It doesn't help that I despise the Capitals goal horn and their announcer. So it's like, it's a tough watch.
It's a tough watch. All right, let's get into our clips of the week here. I've got McDavid clocked on a couple of things here.
Okay.
And I mean, of course, he's going to get. I'm sure other people around the league are making comments, but of course, McDavid's drawing the attention because he's speaking out.
He is the
things.
NHL.
He's the biggest voice in the NHL, and he very well should be. He's the best player, potentially Kucherov, but Kucherov doesn't say much. So, McDavid versus Peros. We've kind of already mentioned this, but McDavid made some comments basically about how the process needs to be looked at.
Most times there's a suspension, there is a lot of frustration from the player side, so why don't we take a look at the process and figure out a way that works for everybody.
I agree with that for sure.
And of course, Peros has responded and said,
he's happy with how it is.
The process, our process is fine.
I think he said something along the lines of, "I see nothing that needs to be changed." Nothing, not one thing.
No,
You're
yeah,
perfect.
not one thing,
Okay,
not one thing. The people stand with McDavid on this one, right?
Everybody. Every single human in existence besides George Peros and Gary Bettman. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Because it's a total crapshoot when it comes to what's going to happen with a suspension. Whether a suspension is going to happen or not, and the length, it's a total crapshoot.
It's like a roll of the dice. Like Ratko Gudas came into Peros' office and said, "Okay, let's see how many you get. Roll the dice. Five it is.
Five it is.
There
Okay,
you go.
5 games. There you go."
And then somebody comes in for something that you view as way more vicious or way less vicious, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever, right? Some
Yeah.
guy gets 2 games for something you see as crazy, but another guy gets 6 games for something you're like, that wasn't so bad.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens with the Calgary game. The Calgary game over the weekend here. Oh man, I can't even remember who it was, but somebody slammed one of their defensemen into the board. Like gross, absolutely gross cross check right to the numbers, slammed him headfirst into the boards, and now he's going to have a hearing. Sometimes it's we'll give him the max fine allowable under the CBA, $5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, boo, friggin' who?
Yeah, $5,000 even for the guy making league minimum. $5,000 is not that bad.
It's really not that big a deal. So, when you've got a guy like McDavid speaking out, and it's like these suspensions aren't even necessarily happening within his world or within his team, but when you get a guy like McDavid saying, maybe we need to look back at these things,
then you would think that the NHL would go, oh, okay, maybe we do. But it seems like they don't,
Yeah,
right? Like seems like there's constant complaints from the fans about the formatting for the playoffs. Nothing's ever done. There's constant complaints about George Peros in the player safety, whatever the commission, whatever you want to call it. Nothing's ever changed.
Yeah.
There's constant complaints about Gary Bettman as commissioner of the NHL.
Oh,
there's never any changes. Right?
What does it take to change? Like what is it?
Gary Bettman retiring?
But obviously he's not going to retire until he dies. So what does it take?
I mean, he's been in that office for 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's close.
What I'm saying is what does it take for George Peros to change his mind about the process?
I don't think
because serious injury is one thing. Like Austin Matthews having 12 weeks of recovery because they destroyed his MCL, and who knows how it is that he bounces back from this injury. Sure, guys do, but who knows? Does he come back at the same capacity that he was at? Does it take somebody getting even more seriously injured? Does it take concussion? Does it take somebody's career coming to an end before there's real change?
No, I don't think real change is going to come until George Peros is gone. Right? To me, it just looks like it's the wrong guy for the job.
Yeah.
It's the wrong guy. We've all been in a workplace where your boss has a guy that they can see no wrong. That person never does any wrong.
No.
Everybody else is screaming, "This guy's a moron. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing ever on any day." Right? Everybody else can see it, but for some reason they're still the golden child around work, right?
Yeah.
They're still the greatest.
Playing favorites.
I think that's kind of, obviously I don't know. I'm just a
he
guy who
was
watches the league.
He was appointed by Gary Bettman, and Gary Bettman doesn't go back on any decision he's ever made.
Yeah, he sticks to it.
He sticks to his guns, and I'll give him that. He sticks to his guns. He makes a decision. He's like, this is the decision I'm making, and he sticks to his reasons too.
Yeah.
Regardless of what else everybody brings up,
But
he's
you
like,
can't be-
but this was the reason why.
But
So
you can't be blind to valid points.
yes, you can.
Oh,
Yes, you can.
You just do it.
Yeah. You just you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all wasting our breath talking about George Peros this. How do we do
all
that?
right.
No. I'm not for us specifically. I mean, like as fans of the NHL, I think it's only going to get better when George and Gary are gone.
Yeah. All right. Until that day. McDavid versus coaching
When
is
Carey
another
Price takes over as commissioner of the NHL.
That's okay. You're dreaming, pal. McDavid versus coaching was the other one that I had. The Oilers just lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Surprise.
Post game, McDavid made a bunch of comments about how like John Cooper has this like really tight coaching system.
They got a great system. They're perfectly coached. They all know what they're doing. All over the ice, it's impressive. And when you do break them down, they got a heck of a goalie to backstop them.
And of course, McDavid was just at the Olympics with John Cooper as his head coach. He comes out of that, comes into Tampa Bay, comes to town.
You got a
and
taste of the greener grass.
They get absolutely steamrolled, and he's calling on the coach to say the system's not tight enough, pal.
Mm-hmm.
You're not running a tight enough ship here. So what are you going to do? You've got 2 years left with McDavid. You've got 2 years before he fucks off.
Yeah.
Do something. Make a change. You have the whole horse up your ass right now that you are in a playoff spot at all. And you come out and say, yeah, that guy that we went and traded for, that goalie, guess what? He's not enough. We're going to go with our backup as our number one guy. Oh my God, make a change, boys.
Go get a guy.
You have the best player of our generation.
Giving you a discount. A hefty
A
discount.
massive discount.
Yeah.
He's giving you 2 years, and you're still fucking this up.
Yeah.
Get it together. Plain and simple.
You know exactly what's going to happen. They've already pissed this year away. I know technically they're in a playoff spot, but let's be real.
No.
Right? They've pissed this one away.
Even if Draisaitl comes back, maybe they win a round.
The next
maybe
2
they win
years,
two.
the next 2 years, do you see any improvements that are going to happen over the next 2 years? Maybe in the second of those 2 years when Edmonton gets desperate. But what I foresee is another 2 years of heartbreak in Edmonton, and then McDavid walking away, going to some other team that's already got a lot of pieces in place, got a goaltender. He's going to make sure that this team's got a goaltender. He's going to give them sort of like maybe a 1 to 3 year discounted deal as well. And he's going to win a cup in that first fucking year. That first year. You know, that's exact. I mean, you know what? They're going to slaughter the Oilers in the first round or something like that. You just know that's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to go to Detroit, and they're going to win a cup almost right away. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
If Connor McDavid's one requirement is going to a team with solidified goaltending, yes, I know Gibson's doing well, but let's talk about 2 years from now, John Gibson. If that's the guy that's going to pull Connor McDavid in, maybe Connor McDavid's the problem.
You don't know the system.
Shut up.
Sebastian Costa, Trey Augustine about to win a Hobie Baker Award. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The one and only thing to happen in Vancouver this year. This is one of our.
Hughes
This
shipping out of town.
No, not even that.
You said there was one thing that happened in Vancouver.
One
this
good
year.
thing. The only good thing that has
was
happened.
good for Quinn.
No, good for Vancouver. Kevin Lankinen made arguably the save of the year against Tampa Bay the other night. Brandon Hagel was coming down the wing. And the puck comes to him, and Lankinen just sprawled out and made a save where Brandon Hagel walks away from it with his hands on his head like, how?
Yeah.
How? I did share this to our social media pages. You can check it out for yourself at Bottom Shelf Hockey Pod on Threads and Instagram. The one and only thing that has happened in Vancouver this year was the save of the year.
And you know what? Maybe he lets that goal in, they lose that game, and they win the draft lottery, and they get Gavin McKenna. But no, Lankinen just had to save that one.
Oh, no, they still lost the game. They still lost the game.
Never mind. Season's still saved. We're good.
And Caufield, this is our final clip of the week. Caufield, after his 40th, did you see the, I think this was a rinkside interview that they did. They give him all the praise and say, hey, first 40 goal scorer in Montreal since the early 90s. But, of course, what comes next? 50?
What's after 40? 50?
And his response was 41.
Yeah, I've done the math. Let me see here. It goes 39, 40. This was where I always stop. 50? No, 41.
41.
Shit.
41. Yeah,
Okay,
41.
yeah.
41. So, I love that.
I wish more hockey players would give dumbass, sarcastic responses to these shitty questions.
Yeah.
Like Leon Draisaitl. He's a perfect example. He gets asked a stupid question, he gives a stupid answer. And I feel like if I, again, had the talent and work ethic of Nikita Kucherov, which obviously I'm right there, just real close.
Couple of Costco dogs away.
I would be the same way. You're like, what's the trick? How are you guys going to come out in this third period to win this game? We need more goals than the other. It's
one of my favorites from Draisaitl was Connor McDavid and him were in a presser together, and somebody asks, McDavid, what advice can you pass on to kids to kind of get to your level? Obviously there's talent, there's hard work, but is there anything else that they can be doing? And McDavid kind of just pauses. He's like, oh man, that's tough. You see him scratch his beard, and he kind of just oh, that's tough. And Draisaitl jumps in right away. He's like, I'm going to answer that for you. You can't teach what he knows.
I want to ask about the assist to Leon last game. I know that's a product of talent and years of skill work, but if there's a kid out there who's like, how did he do that? What would you say to him?
How do you develop that? Yeah, you can't learn that. Let me answer it for you. It's just you don't. I'll answer it.
You can't teach what he does.
Yeah.
You can't.
There wasn't. Yeah, nobody passed on that knowledge to him. He was born with it. He's a freak of nature. Is what he is.
Exactly. All right, let's get into our season outlook here. Okay, I just want to do this quick because we're at this point that we're already in these discussions now of Hart nominees, Norris nominees, Vezina oh my God, and
beer and a quarter in your
Vezina nominees. Right. Okay, these are the three big ones. The Hart, of course, is the MVP. The Norris is the top defenseman, and the Vezina is the best goaltender in the league. Do you remember who we picked as our Hart nominees?
I think I took McDavid.
You said McKinnon.
Okay.
McKinnon. I said Cale Makar.
Wow.
I think both of those
guys
are.
snubbed
I
McDavid.
think both of those are out right now. Not that McKinnon is too far from it. I think he could receive a nomination, but McDavid and Kucherov. Hey, Kucherov
receive a nomination. McKinnon out of it? Are you kidding? McKinnon is in third in points. He's only 4 points back of Nikita Kucherov. He's in third.
Yeah.
He is in first in goals scored.
Mm-hmm.
He is in third again for assists in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe receives a nomination is an understatement. He will 100% receive a nomination.
I'm just gonna toss a couple of names at you that I would consider still have a chance. So of course McDavid, McKinnon, Kucherov, the big three right now. Consider Celebrini.
This is what I was just going to say, is that I think because this isn't necessarily just a trophy for who scores the most points. It kind of is. It's a little bit like that, but it's also who has the biggest impact on their team.
Most valuable player, not most outstanding player, most valuable player to their team.
Where do you think the San Jose Sharks are without Macklin Celebrini's 96 points?
Last place.
Dead last.
Right,
they're clinging on. I think they're in a playoff spot at the moment.
I think they're just outside, but they've been in the hunt. They have been in the hunt for most of the season.
Yeah,
that
they're
sitting
5
just outside.
points out. I think what rides there is if San Jose finds a way.
Yeah.
If Macklin puts the team even more
goes
on
God
his
mode.
back than he already has,
God mode,
and they find a way to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to say that he doesn't win it.
I think Pasternak also needs to be given consideration because he is top 5 in scoring. I think he's like within top 5 or top 10 in scoring in the league right now. And where is Boston without Pasternak?
Yeah.
Well outside of a playoff
Pasternak
spot.
is 10 points out of 5th place of the top 5. So it goes Kucherov 118, McDavid 116, McKinnon 114, Draisaitl 97, Celebrini 96, and then Pasternak 86. And hey, you invited the conversation for somebody at 86 points to be in the Hart conversation.
Nick
Suzuki, with a 4-point night last night, is now at 85 points.
Yeah, but Nick Suzuki,
No, I know.
he is
I'm not
a
going to
much,
get crazy.
Much better supporting cast.
I'm not going to get crazy about it.
but absolutely having an outstanding season nonetheless. So
What a golden era of hockey that we're in, though, that you have so many players that you
We're
could
spoiled.
consider for it.
Which I actually wanted to get into this with the Norris, that we are in a golden age of puck-moving defensemen right now. My pick for the Hearts, so of course the Norris was Cale Makar. He'll get a nomination, but I don't know that he's the clear winner for it this year.
Do you know who's leading the defenseman scoring race?
I do. Evan Bouchard.
And do you think he gets any sort of nod towards the Norris?
He gets a nomination, but I don't know that he wins.
Like, is he even a potential to win?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, if he's nominated, then absolutely. It's hard because, and maybe part of this has got to be that like Edmonton is such a hot spot for the media. So of course everything he does wrong, especially as the team is struggling, is just highlighted and elevated. Guys make wrong decisions all the time.
Sure.
Is his hockey IQ as high as a lot of other players in the league? Is he a benefit? I mean, no. But and does he also benefit from the McDavid and Draisaitl factor? Does he benefit from the fact that it's a high-flying offense in Edmonton?
Of course.
Probably. But
Of
does
course,
that?
'cause
But
they're
does
playing
that?
the
Does
best
that?
defense is a good offense, right? Like they're playing more offensive
Yeah.
time. It's less time for him to screw up.
Exactly. But does that discount the fact that he is a stellar player?
No, I'm not trying to say
No.
that he's not at all.
No,
but like
but-
when I think of the best defenseman in the league, Evan Bouchard is not the first name in my head.
No. And I think it's hard because we are in a golden age of like solid offensively and really solid defensively defensemen. You've got Werenski, you've got Makar, you've got Matthew Schaefer, who has become the youngest defenseman to hit 50 points, 18 years old.
22 goals.
You've got Quinn Hughes, you've got Lane Hudson, you've got Rasmus Dahlin, you've got Miro Heiskanen, you've got Moritz Seider. The list goes on of guys who have had stretches over the course of this year where you're like, I mean, come on, does it get better than this?
It's impressive on its own that it's not just Cale Makar every year.
Yeah.
Because Cale Makar is, in my opinion, hands down the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah.
I would say, even though maybe he's not leading the goals race right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? But like, it's crazy to me that somebody that good isn't just the clear and away winner
No.
every year.
No, he's
or
not.
McDavid, right? Like
Yeah.
you look at McDavid, everybody unanimously across the globe is like,
Yeah,
McDavid's the best hockey player in the world. But you've got 3-4 guys that could win it instead of him.
Yeah, we really are in a golden age because there was a point where it was like, okay, same three guys every single year who are going to win these awards. You've got Hedman, you've got Carlson, you've got Shea Weber. It's going to be one of those guys. Like, there was a stretch, and I feel like the same, maybe less so with goalies right now. We're kind of in a
lull for goalies.
a little bit of a lull, and maybe that comes with the fact that we've got so much firepower happening up front. But
That's definitely a part of it.
But there are still a lot of really solid goaltenders in the NHL right now. Because my list of there's still a chance is actually quite long. Did we ever pick Vezina nominees at the beginning of the year? I don't think so.
I don't think we did. No.
If you had to pick somebody, do you think you would have?
At the begining of the year, if I had to pick
beginning of the
somebody,
year, could you have?
Stupidly, I probably would have picked Connor Hellebuck at the beginning of the year.
Probably.
You know?
I don't think he's exactly.
No, he's out of it now.
But I mean, he's battled some injury. Obviously, Winnipeg has struggled over the course of this year. Vasilevsky, Scott Wedgwood, and Logan Thompson are who I have as I think will likely be the nominees for this year. And Vasilevsky is likely to win it. Tampa Bay's been stellar. He's been unbelievable as always. But there's a lot of guys on this list that I think still have a chance.
On the goalie list.
Ilya Sorokin,
Okay.
John Gibson,
Sure.
and Alex Lyon
Okay.
from Buffalo.
Yeah.
He's been
See, and I almost would prefer to give it to a goalie like that, where Vasilevsky, I'm not taking anything away from Vasilevsky. Obviously, he's a stellar goaltender, arguably the best goaltender of the last 10 years, right? Arguably, right? Like, I'm not claiming that or anything. But he also has the Tampa Bay fucking Lightning in front of him. Right? And, like, you'd much rather see the best goaltender be the goaltender who most influenced that team's winning record, right? Like, Tampa Bay still has Kucherov, and Tampa Bay still has Hedman, and you look at the other teams that have been, some like Scott Wedgwood is, I think, leading in the goals against average, right? That's a Vezina leading stat.
Yeah.
However, he's got the Colorado Avalanche in front of him.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. How about the dozen goaltenders that have been through the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah.
Tell me that Andre Vasilevsky is put on the Edmonton Oilers and they don't win 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
High-flying offense with, like, a quality goaltender. That has been their biggest struggle for a
like I said,
decade.
I wasn't taking anything away from Vasilevsky. I do believe that Vasilevsky is probably the best goaltender.
Yeah.
But I think you have to put consideration to the other side, too, right? Like you said about Alex Lyon in Buffalo. Probably doesn't win it, but you have to consider, what a guy like him is doing compared to, a guy that's got Nikita Kucherov putting up putting up 95 points in 45 games just because he felt like it that
Exactly.
much.
And then, you've got a guy like Logan Thompson on Washington who is
a struggling Washington team.
Struggling Washington
doing
team.
great.
And
arguably is Vezina caliber goaltending, right? Because you're on a team that's really struggling, but your numbers look good.
They still look good. Save percentage, goals against average. He's got a good amount of wins. Honorable shout out to Karel Vejmelka from Utah, who is and I mean, this is a matter of he played this many games. Like, he was the guy in Utah this year. He was the first goaltender to hit 30 wins this year.
Yeah, and he played the first 50 games.
And he played a whole bunch straight, but he did get to 30 wins before anybody else. So honorable shout out to Karel Vejmelka.
Yeah, it's tough. Any of these awards are tough to give away. Like, unless there's a clear runaway winner, it's really tough to give it away.
Connor Hellebuck last year, it was undeniable. He won the Hart Trophy. Of course, he's going to win the Vezina. It was undeniable.
And it's tough because now you've got a handful of different goaltenders that all probably deserve it, but for different reasons. So it's tough to say, is this reason worth a Vezina more than this reason?
It feels like any fans of Survivor out there, obviously you and I are pretty big Survivor fans. It's like you get to the final 3 and you're like, okay, plead your case. What was different about your game, or what was better about your game this
Can you
season?
imagine if the awards turned into a reality show? Be like, all right, now Andre Vasilevsky up here to tell us why he thinks he should win the Vezina Trophy.
I'd watch that. I would watch that. I absolutely would watch that.
It sounds like a train wreck, but I'm in.
I'm in. All right. I think that does it for us for just chatting about what's going on in the league right now for the week. Obviously, we'll try and make this a more consistent schedule. Obviously, like personal stuff, like off the mic, personal life stuff. Both of us have gone through some changes over the last little bit. I wanted to mention, too, you've got a big trip coming up.
I do, yeah.
I don't know how much you want to share about this on the pod. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but
I don't care. I mean, it's 2.5 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I'll be gone for 4 weeks. So
I did get the clearance from you to bring on a guest host.
Yeah, I'm not worried about my slot being stolen. So it's
the gig pays $0.
Yeah.
I might give you a beer.
There's not a long list of people applying to this position.
But I have been in touch with a buddy of mine. You know Sam.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to try. Sam agreed that he would come and do an episode or 2 with me. Right on. And then I'm going to try and drag my wife Brittany onto the show.
Cool.
She knows
nothing.
She knows diddly about hockey, but she did watch Heated Rivalry, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just
talk about that for an hour.
So we'll see how that goes, but obviously we're wishing you safe travels. We'll try and get at least one more episode out, hopefully 2.
I think I got 2 weeks before I go, and we should probably get 2 more.
Try and get a couple more before we. I'm
gonna miss the final handful of games of the regular season and then the first round.
Yeah, chunk of the playoffs.
So
chunk of quality playoff hockey.
That's upsetting, but still excited for the trip.
Yeah. You're going to Africa. You're going on big gorilla trip.
No spoilers. Don't text me any spoilers. I'm gonna come home and try to rewatch as much as I can.
You're gonna PVR a bunch of the stuff?
No. Like, I'm just gonna go back and watch like the 10-minute highlight reels of each
Oh,
game.
yeah, okay. I know
But
what you mean.
trying to not find out the results beforehand.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. But with that, let's wrap it up here with our game at the end of the episode that we do every episode. My names aren't good. If you follow me personally on social media, you know that I'm really bad at coming up with like names for like segments or.
You could have just
things
stopped
like
at
that.
"You're really bad."
I could have.
Yeah,
I could have, but I
More
wanted.
broad.
I wanted to get into the specifics of
Okay,
what I'm really
yeah,
bad at because there's a lot. We'll get through the full list eventually.
If just for time's sake, do we want to go through the things that are good? And we're done. We're done.
As much as I've got is just like this is the game of brotherly love. This is the game of brothers.
Okay.
There have been a whole lot of like famous pairs of brothers
Yeah,
that have played in the NHL.
couple triples, couple quads.
A couple triples, one quad, and one sextuple.
Really?
Yeah. 6 brothers all played in the NHL, and we'll see if you can get that. Obviously, like the Sedins and the Espositos, like those are like the big names that you're like, oh yeah, both brothers were significant. I want to specifically talk about sets of brothers, 3 or more.
Okay.
How many can you name?
Currently, the Hughes brothers.
Which kind of sounds like the Blues Brothers, and I love that. But yes, the Hughes brothers.
Depends if you count them yet, because I guess the third one hasn't quite made the NHL yet, but you've got the Hudson brothers.
That's on my list. The Hudson brothers. You've got Lane Hudson. Cole Hudson just made his debut with Washington.
And Quinn is still in the minors with
Edmonton.
Yeah.
The Hughes brothers. You've got Jack, Quinn, and Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? Can you think of any 3
I know
or
the
more?
Subans had 3 make the NHL, but there were 4 brothers.
The Subans are not on my list because I don't know that all 3 actually made
Oh, really?
the
Okay.
NHL.
Was there 3 or was there 4?
There was 3.
There was 3.
Jordan
there wasn't a
Subban was the third, but I don't know that he
Never
ever
made
made the
it.
NHL.
Okay.
Malcolm Subban played some time with Vegas and Chicago, I think, and then of course PK Subban.
Yeah.
Montreal, Nashville, New Jersey.
Of course, we have the Stahl brothers. That's your foursome.
That's the foursome. Yes,
Yes.
Stalls. Can you name them all?
Jordan, Eric. I'm real bad with this. First names are not my thing.
So there was a defenseman. He played for the Rangers and he played for Detroit, were like his biggest years.
I'm not going to get him.
Mark Stahl.
Mark and who?
And the other one was Jared.
Yeah, I wasn't getting Mark and Jared.
Mark and Jared. Very white guy names. Eric, Jordan, Jared, and Mark.
Well, you can't say anything.
We're Justin and Nick. I get it.
Kyle, Jennifer, and Kevin.
Yeah,
are your
okay.
siblings.
I'm aware. Nick and Matt.
Okay, we're both from Canada and we like hockey.
We get it. Can you get any more? I'm going to be honest. There might have. I would have got the 6, simply because like it's a bit of like it's kind of deep cut legend within the NHL, but like because none of these guys were like superstars, but all of them were like relevant, and some of them have gone on to both coach and become GMs in the NHL. No. Okay.
No.
Okay. I'll give you a few more here. So we had the Hunter brothers. That was 3 of them. Dale Hunter, Mark Hunter. I believe Dale Hunter went on to coach the London Knights in the OHL and had a lot of success there. You've got the Reinhardt brothers.
I didn't know there was more Reinhardts.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah. So you've got it's Sam Reinhart
Yeah.
with Florida.
Yeah.
Huge star.
Yeah.
Griffin Reinhart was supposed to be a big star. He was drafted by the Islanders, got traded to Edmonton because he had played for the Edmonton Oil Kings,
Right.
and was a bust.
Okay.
And then there was a third Reinhardt. Name is insignificant.
quite made
Yeah,
it.
sorry, Reinhardt. You got the Stastny brothers. This is a big one. Stastny brothers. Not because so we know who's the most recent Stastny to play in the NHL. Paul Stastny. But then you had Peter Stastny, who was his dad, and he was like a substantial player for the Quebec Nordiques.
Yeah.
And then he had brothers who were like okay players as well. They all played together eventually. But Peter Stastny was like arguably the biggest Stastny ever. Then we had the Broughton brothers. Yeah, no. The McGinn brothers.
I love that we haven't mentioned the Kachuk brothers yet. I love that we got to the McGinton brothers or whoever it was you just said before the Kachucks. That makes me happy.
And then you went and ruined it and brought them up.
I needed to bring it up in a negative way. Screw the Kachucks.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Miller brothers, the Stewart brothers, and then the big one, the 6. The Sutters.
Damn it! I was gonna say the Sutters, especially when you said one of them had been a coach. And I was like, okay, because that's who I had in my mind. But I was like, I don't want to say it and then be an idiot, right? If I was like the Sutters, you're like, there's only one Sutter, moron.
So Daryl Sutter, of course, living in Calgary, you know Daryl Sutter.
Yeah.
Personally, he was the coach. He was the GM at one point. He was the coach. I have a funny story about Daryl Sutter. I had been working downtown at this point, and I was leaving downtown, and I saw Daryl Sutter just like walking on the street.
Yeah,
he's pretty recognizable. So I'm walking on the street, and I put my window down, and I yelled out to him. I was like, "Go Flames!" And
that's your whole story?
No. And then he turned and looked, and it was just like, gave me like a weird look, and was just like, nah, and carried on.
Even he didn't care about
completely
the
unfazed.
Yeah.
Completely unfazed.
I'm surprised he noticed you at all.
Yeah,
because I'm sure you're not the only person that day that screamed that. You know?
Do you think he gets that? Like, I mean, maybe not now.
Walking downtown Calgary while he was the active coach of the team? Yeah, I would imagine.
You think so?
I would imagine lots of people would have yelled at
I
him.
had a much better time meeting Gene Principe, and you know who Gene Principe is, right? No, not this guy.
Oh,
no. Gene Principe is the ringside reporter for the Oilers. So I had met him downtown Calgary. This was during the Battle of Alberta in the playoffs. He was reporting on the game, and again, just walking downtown. And I knew that he was going to be a little bit more approachable. So I had pulled off to the side of the road, and I got out of my car, and I was like, Gene! And he was the nicest guy ever. And we talked and we chatted. He was like, "Oh, you a fan of the Oilers?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I like the Oilers. Even though I live in Calgary, I'm an Oilers fan." And he was like, "Oh, great." And I took a picture with him, and he was super duper nice.
That's cool.
Gene Principe's the guy with like the curly gray hair.
Oh, that guy.
You know who I'm talking
guy.
about. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The guy with the ringside reporter. Super nice dude.
Yeah, I know that guy.
It was so great. So needless to say, he was a much nicer person to meet than, well, I mean, I knew Daryl Sutter wasn't going to be approachable, so I didn't like stop my car again.
I hope you're listening, Daryl. You're very unapproachable. You should work on that.
All right, anything else? Anything else you want to get to? Anything else you want to share? No, that's it. You're out of beer, so do you want to go crack another one?
I've been out of beer for a while, and honestly, the rage inside me has been growing ever since. This isn't live, right? Like, if I murder you right now, nobody's going to know, right?
Thanks for supporting Thanks for supporting the pod. I'm not in fear of my life anymore. Be sure to follow us on social media at Bottom Shelf Hockey Pod. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Threads. Wherever it is you're listening, we appreciate it. We also, if you want to find us on an easier platform that's different than the one you're on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, you can find us on all of those platforms. Thanks for joining us this week.
True.
That's it? Come on, man. You're supposed to be like the snappy like comeback guy.
No, I think this is our thing where I don't really know what's going on. The fans love it.
Oh,
Email in. Let them know that
Yeah.
you love how unprepared I am.
Yeah, people rave and review the show saying, "Yeah, Nick, that guy that doesn't know what's going on, he's the best."
Yeah.
Just kidding. We don't get reviews. Thanks for joining us this week. Until next time.
Did you just salute?
Yes, that's become my thing. Let me salute.
They can't see you.
Well, they don't know that. Just let me do it for me, okay? I'm allowed to have things for me. Anyways, bye.